So as you can see up here, the Christ candle, as we start every week, is lit. And the Christ candle represents that consciousness of God, that consciousness of the Christ. And again, when we talk about Christ, we talk about that Christ energy, that non-ending, flowing everything that comes through us from Source and God. So that is lit in behalf of that. If you would with me, statement of truth, repeat. There is only one presence, one power, active in the universe and in my life. God, the good, the omnipotent. And since I didn't have time to get it up on the screen, I'd like for us to turn around and look at our vision. And if you'd say that with me. Centered in God, we co-create a community and a world that works for all. So our prayer box, again, if you have anyone that you would like to send love to, a prayer to, a thought to, that their highest good be reached, please feel free to take a card here, put it in this box. We pray over it for 30 days. We then send it to Silent Unity. They pray over it for 30 days. And at this time, I'm going to ask us, I'm going to go into prayer, and then I'm going to, right after the prayer, I'm going to ask us to call out the names of people we might want to send prayers and love to, like your little dog when it goes through the security checkpoint going to Bosnia? Croatia. Going to Croatia. Hey guys, welcome. So at this time, if we just close our eyes and take a deep breath and just feel gratitude, just feel the joy, feel the love, feel the energy radiating through this room. Because before you got here today, we had yoga, a good centering space for this place. We say thank you to Carla. We say thank you to Thomas, who then held a meditation right here in this room, holding holy space and bringing in that love light energy that each of us are feeding on now with the energy and the light that is, that creates for us. And feel free to join us in that meditation and holding that space for yourself and others in the weeks ahead. We just say thank you, God. We say thank you, Source. We say thank you for yourself, for being willing to grow to the next step, the next level of your own being and your own becoming. And so it is. Amen. In the Lord's Prayer, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine is done, on earth as it is in heaven. We have this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And we are led not into temptation, and we are delivered from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Now, I'd like to call out anyone and put them in the prayer box.
Lori. Donna. Chad.
My daughter.
Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and I won't let it go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and I won't let it go. wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, yeah. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, this is love inside. We can let it shine. Oh, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. It's happening to something me. Wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Right here, right now. Something wonderful.
Yeah. So now if you don't feel comfortable getting hugged or handshaked, please sit down. And if you do, stand up and hug and handshake.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. Holy, feel your love. Holy, heal in me. We are holy, open my heart. We are holy, allow me to see. We are holy, beauty and love. We are holy, lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. 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 I am holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love surrounding me. I am holy, holy, holy. 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 I am holy, 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 holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy.
Sing it out loud.
We are holy, holy, holy. 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 I am 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 holy. You are whole. We are whole. I am whole.
Kitty, would you like to do our daily word today?
Today we are focusing on divine order. I am divinely imprinted with all that I need to succeed. An acorn carries within it the imprint of its destiny to become a mighty oak tree. Within me lies the imprint of my heart's desires and the imprint of my sacred lineage. Spiritual order proceeds from within to the outer. I reflect on the divinity that permeates me, my source of strength and new ideas. As clearly as I see the potential of the oak tree in the acorn, I see all that I desire to be and to have arising from the divine imprint in me. My faith in God life moving through every cell of my being propels me ever forward, first as the idea and then as the expression. I do not worry about when or how the process unfolds. I trust divine order in my life. And our scripture for today comes from Mark chapter 4, verses 26 and 27. The kingdom of God is as if someone would scatter seed on the ground, and the seed would sprout and grow. He does not know how.
Thank you so much, Kitty. And could we have our, just real quick and then you can get going. Could we have just our prayer chaplains stand, please, that are with us today? And just wanted to let everyone know who is actually going to be holding space after service today, if you'd raise your hand. Kitty and Leroy. So Kitty and Leroy will be holding space if anybody would like to spend time in prayer with them, probably at the corners of the room this afternoon. So just hold that space, and thank you all for doing the work you're doing.
Good morning. Namaste. So if everybody could get very comfortable in their seats, and let's take a deep breath. Way down. And we've done this before, so I think everyone knows it by now. We'll start with 3 ohms and then this song. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening. One more time. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening.
And in the silence, our whispers are heard. So we're going to go into the message now. And the last couple of weeks we've been talking about Bringers of the Light by Neale Donald Walsch. Little book, powerful book. And I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying that as I give this lesson today, I've meditated on it big and strong and hard. And I hope the words come through me. It is my hope that the words come through me. To adequately address how powerful this lesson is. So, let's hold that space. And I'm going to ask you right now to try and grasp with what you are about to hear. You must see clearly the truth about opposites. I'm just going to go through a little thing here to bring an understanding about where we're going with this. We covered the principles of 1, 2, and 3, and I'll get to those in a little while in the previous weeks. So let's just relax into this and let it come through you. We don't have to try to understand it, just let it come on through. The truth about opposites is that they don't exist except in the space of each other. Just sit with that for a minute. That is to say, hot does not exist except in an environment which there is cold. Tall does not exist except in the space of that which is short. Fast cannot even be a concept unless and until there is a thing called slow. In the world of relative, the relative world we live in, everything's relative, right? In our existence. It feels that way, right? A thing is only what it is relative to another thing that it is not. Now, these are some of the words that Neale Walsch has used to create a space so we can begin to flow into the next pieces of this understanding of opposites. So, that being the case, you cannot be anything except in the space of that which you are not. For you to appear, for you to have the true understanding of who you are, you cannot be anything except in the space in which you are not. If you're hot, you're cold. You recognize cold, rather, right? And so the opposites of what you wish to be will appear almost as soon as you wish to be, your wish to be is heard. So we put a word out to the universe. I am peace. I am peace. What this is saying is everything that is not peace is going to show up for you so that you can exercise being peace. Indeed, your soul draws these conditions to itself, and God's source will give the soul everything it calls forth as the greatest gift of the grandest creator. So this huge gift of, we'll use peace as, let's use healing this time. This huge gift of healing, I call forth. What's going to show up around me, not in me, may show up, and more than likely will show up as things that aren't healed. Then we begin to look at those opposites and we begin to say, what do I do with that? You will rejoice now, for you know you will see opposition as a sure and certain sign. So instead of that thing, well, what's going on around me? Rejoice in that. Go, oh my gosh, this is happening. This is happening to me, and I'm not becoming attached to it. I'm not putting energy behind it. I see it happening. I allow it to happen, and I move forward. What happens if we allow it to take us, if we allow it to stop us? It can grow, yeah. It can hold us in our space. Can it ever move us backwards? No. It's a tricky one. It makes you think. We can never be moving backwards once we're on this journey. The journey only moves, right? The path moves. So whatever we choose to do in this space, this new space that we have called in, can take us to our mastery of this work. You are on the journey. This is the rejoicing part. You are on the journey of transformation, the road to glory, the higher path. That's why we're here, isn't it? Why would we be sitting in this room if we weren't working toward the mastery of our being, of this human physical form? Why would we be here today if we weren't doing that work? Not just to hear me talk, not just to have communion, and even though that's awesome with our community, but we're doing this so we can grow, so we can begin to understand ourselves on a level we've never understood ourselves before. It is now important for you to know that in a very real metaphysical sense, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So when you're seeing this, when you're recognizing it, rejoice in that, oh my gosh, I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not stuck there anymore. I'm not there anymore. I see it all around me, but I don't have to go there. So there is this light that begins to appear as we go through these different processes of these pieces of us becoming. The appearance and the effect of these negative opposites we'll have talked about is but temporary. It's going to go away as soon as you allow yourself to just walk through it. It will just disappear. It's not going to stay there. And this is the gift. This is to rejoice in. This is to be excited about, if you want to get excited. I kind of like it still. Sometimes somebody says, oh, you shouldn't get excited. I'm like, well, I kind of like getting excited. Sometimes it's kind of fun. It feels kind of good. But maybe there's a lesson in that for me. And their purpose is to heal forever any negative feeling, my typing there, you have had about the outer experience of your journey. And the purpose is to heal forever. 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 Not just in this body, but forever. Any negative feeling you have had about the outer experience of your life. So we've lived in that outer experience, haven't we? There's been times in our lives growing up and just trying to learn these lessons where it comes in and we live it, and it holds us back. I got to experience this last night. Let me just give you this is just a little practical, I'm going to go ahead and skip to it now. I had this little thing happen to me last night. I had gotten back from this wonderful event that we had down in Atlanta. And I got back and something came up and the grass wasn't able to be mowed outside. And I'm going, oh my gosh, the grass isn't there. We got to get the grass mowed. And, I'm thinking to myself, and then all of a sudden I'm doing this lesson. I'm like, whoa, this is right in my face. Why am I worried about the grass not getting mowed? Go out there and mow the grass. Do what it takes to get the grass mowed. It's not a big deal. There's no blame. Why would I blame somebody because they couldn't do it? I can't always do anything. And then, you know what I did? I started looking at some things that have happened to me this week. And I looked around me and I said, oh my gosh, things happened slow this week to me. Like I couldn't quite get it all done. And I was here working until 11 o'clock last night after we got in because I wasn't prepared yet until last night. Very last minute. I woke up this morning still not feeling completely ready for this lesson because it's a big one to me. I think it's a big one to all of us. And then I noticed there'd been somebody else in my life that I looked at and I said, oh my gosh, they didn't get their stuff done last week either. The grass they didn't mean to not get that done, but it didn't get done. And then there was another example. I was thinking about, if you don't mind me sharing, Joshua, I was thinking about you. I thought, man, he had a busy week, and our program still isn't ready for tomorrow, but I knew he was going to do it. But I could have gotten caught up in, why isn't it done? Why isn't it done? And start blaming people and start looking, do we do that? If something doesn't get done when we think we want it done, we start placing blame. We start undoing our being. We're not really undoing it, but we're certainly standing still. We can't move forward when we do this kind of thing. And it was so in my face last night, right at the last minute, in my face. And I saw it all around me. And what I got to do was go, I'm aware of it now. I'm simply aware of it. And then as I went through my lesson, example, peace. So let's take peace again. As a parent, you make the declaration, I am peace. I love this was a great example by Neale Walsch. Now, the moment you make that declaration, everything unlike peace is going to come into your experience. So your kids are going to start screaming. You're a parent. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but the energy is going to rise. You've declared peace. Something's going to happen for you. The kids will start making noise more than ever before. It's out there, right? Doesn't have to be in your space. We're aware that it's happening. Now, do you stay in peace or go back to the old ways? Your choice. So what do we think happens when we just stay in our space and allow ourselves to be peace instead of, oh, it didn't go. Did it go? Yeah. As a parent, wait.
It's at the bottom.
Okay, so that's where I just told that little story. Sorry. Okay, here it is. Example, peace. As a parent, you make the declaration, I am peace. Now, the moment that you make the declaration, everything unlike peace will come into your experience. So the kids will start making noise. Okay, this is the bottom part. Now, do you stay in peace or go back to the old ways? Your choice. Whether the kids calm down or not, you will remain in peace. Because what? You've made this beingness of yourself to be in peace. Through our first 3 lessons that we learned the last 3 weeks. I'm going to go back to those in a minute for those that weren't here. I've made that declaration to God, to the universe, to source, to my higher self. I am peace. Things show up. I remain in peace. I have a thought. I detach from the thought. I allow it to come through. I stay in peace. Or I can get all upset. I can get all angry. I can raise my blood pressure. I can get frustrated and go, how in the world am I going to get all this done? Or how in the world am I going to make the children be quiet? Or I can be at peace with the children. Joshua just had a week with 26 boys between the age of 12 and 17. And I bet you got to experience, am I going to stay in peace or not? You mentioned it to me this morning. It was like perfect timing. It was like, wow. You know, Joshua just went through that last week in a big way. 27 of them, 12 to 17. How fun is that? But yet, is that necessarily, can I hold my peace? Yeah, you can. And what did the kids learn? So what did the kids learn by us being this? Are they learning there's not going to be a reaction now? Are they learning all of a sudden my mom's peaceful when I even act like this? Or my dad's peaceful? Or my grandma's peaceful? What are the kids learning? They're learning something very positive about themselves. They can now stand in peace. They can begin to see what's happening and have that experience at their age. So that when they get to be our age, wow, I can't imagine what they'll look like. Actually, I can. And as with all masters, this is the work of becoming a master, your own master of your life. What the masters teach us. Never again will you condemn that which others call evil, for you will know that what you resist persists. Yeah. Pretty daggone powerful, isn't it? All of a sudden you stop judging people. And that's the work we do in unity. It's beautiful. We stop. We are stopping. We must stop. And we must, because it's within us not to be that way. To not be judgmental. To not qualify something as evil if we don't know what it is. And even if we know what it is, why not stand in our place of peace? That is, it ceases to hold its present form. It ceases to produce its present effect. You will now be surrounded by the darkness, yet not curse it. So what is happening in the world around us? And what, I ask you to compare what goes on when you come in this room. Or when you go out today. And you go out back into the world. And you're holding your space. Is the stuff still going on in the world? Is the stuff going on in your space?
There's peace where I am.
There's peace. Thank you. You will now be surrounded by the darkness, yet not curse it. So we can, from what can you do from that space? You can really send it love, can't you? You can expand the love from right here, from this whole space. And that you couldn't do the other way, could you? For yourself, not for your friends and the people you love, not for anyone. Now you are a bringer of light. You've done it. You've held the form. You have become the bringer of light in that space of your being. And that is so beautiful. Let's summarize. The way beingness becomes form is, now that we're going to go through the steps again so we can work it. And if you'll look inside your little thing here, I have printed up these 5 steps for you to put and use in your life to remind you it's here. The 5 steps are here, and they're not difficult, but they take awareness. So, the way beingness becomes form is first through self-conception. So, our first self-conception is creating your purpose. Remember we talked about the first two weeks ago. If you don't have a purpose, has a purpose? Let me ask this question just to get an idea. Since we started this, did we get some purposes come through for us over the weeks? Did some things come through? Good. That purpose is really important, as you're going to see in just a minute, because it's going to lead us to what might even be a higher purpose, but without taking the step of creating a purpose in our lives, we can't move forward to the next step. So, we took our state of being, placed that in your mind, whatever that might be. A one-word thing, it can be a one-word thing, it can be a few-word thing. Take it, whatever it was, peace, healing, bringer of the light. Now we translate our purpose into the state of beingness, which is that step 2. We've transferred it into the word of which we are becoming. And step 3 now just occurs. Everything is brought into the space. Wait, did I get that backwards? State of immediately, regardless of the circumstances. And then that occurs. Anything unlike, now step 4 is here. Anything unlike what you have declared will show up in your life, and you will see it for what it is, and your mastery will occur here because now you're creating the form of your being. You will no longer judge what shows up. Step 5. Finally, it shapes itself around its own self-concept. You came up with it the first time, or it came through you, and you became aware of it, so you stated it, and you became it. And then things started showing up that weren't of that, but you stayed in your space. You created the form from which you can now grow, from now which you can expand, from which I can now expand. Powerful. This is really powerful stuff. Until all 5 steps are completed, you will find yourself uninformed. Isn't this a neat word? Look at these words. Get rid of the and then we have inform. Informed. We become informed about who we are and where we're going in this formation of our truth. We are creating that form. That is, you will not know who you are until you are more informed. Once you become more informed about that piece of being that you are, you become informed of it. It begins to realize itself within you. And the more informed you become with each step of this work, the more you know who you are. Beautiful. Beautiful. So every little step we get to take is informing us of who we are, so we get to become. We get to be. And we create through that beingness. Now, it's quite a bit more here. When enough of you is in information, it's in formation, you will know and experience who you are in physical form, like never before. Your outer life will begin to reflect your inner reality about who you are and who you chose to be. By making that little statement like we did 3 weeks ago about your purpose, it leads you here. You chose it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to guess everybody picked something really amazing when they picked that form in which they wanted to become. Being, feeling, loving. I don't think anybody went in any other direction than a really positive, light-filled direction of the being that they are. Because it's who we want to be. 9.6 billion people on the planet, and everybody's trying to get there. And they're all doing it different ways because they've got a lot of learning that they've learned that they want to unlearn. But we're sitting in the room and we're doing it. And we can go out, and by being that light of being that we are becoming every day, we become bringers of the light. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Your outer life will begin to reflect your inner reality and about who you are and who you chose to be. There is so much joy inside me knowing you're doing this work, knowing that I'm doing the work, and it brings up this emotion. It's okay. I'm happy. I'm joyous. I'm not sad. These aren't tears of sadness by any means. It's just complete joy watching all of us become together. Remember, it all starts with the state of being, which you choose independently. It can be quite an arbitrary choice, which we've all done that too, haven't we? Haven't there been times when we're like, well, I guess I'm going to be this now? It was an arbitrary choice. I remember the first time I ever really called out to God. I was sitting in a pool, and it was in the late 90s. Sitting in my swimming pool in a jacuzzi, and my life was great, but I had all these bills. And I was probably a little suicidal. I had created on the earthly realm everything I wanted, and it consumed me. And I remember saying to God that night, and I went blind. I was sitting in that pool. My eyes started stinging. Well, first, I said, God, give me a purpose, or I don't want to stay here anymore. Just give me a purpose. Give me something. Give me something, because I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. I went blind. This terrible stinging came into my eyes. I couldn't see. I went to the hospital. Stayed in the hospital for 24 hours. I couldn't see. And when I woke up, or it was a waking up, I went into some darkness. And in that darkness, I went into a purpose. I was given a purpose. And that day, that purpose became Create Diversity Sanford. Community, kind of my work, doing communities, starting them. In that, I was misguided. I was not clear because I'm going to say this was my journey, but I didn't ask for any kind of protection. I was just wide open. And you know what happens when you're wide open and let's say maybe there are no boundaries? There can be misinformation that comes in sometimes. And that's what happened to me. So for the next several years, I did a lot of really good work, really beautiful work. We created some, and I ended up running for mayor of Sanford. Ego kind of took control of that. And then all of a sudden I realized I was going down the wrong path. So I had the ability to cleanse myself that night. I took a dip in my pool and did a baptism and asked that if darkness wanted to take me, please take me now. And there was a huge thunderstorm and lightning and everything. And I stood out there and I said, take me if you want. but I don't think you can, because I know who God is to me. And then God became stronger and stronger and stronger. The next morning I woke up, and that blindness that occurred disappeared. I had to baptize myself. I had to dip into my pool and clean me from whatever wasn't being clear, because I call it protecting myself, and I still haven't found the right words in that, but by using my ascended master, which I call Jesus Christ. I ask that filter anything that wasn't of absolute source and light through me, so that I didn't have to experience that anymore. And it worked. It was amazing. It took me another 5 to 10 years to be able to walk again, and walk in a new, different kind of light, because everybody I walked around, I just felt sick. I felt nauseous at the things I had done before. Not that they were terrible. It's just not who I was anymore. And my body didn't resonate with it anymore. So as we grow through these things, and this was years ago, maybe we've all gone through this at some point. But at some point, so we choose our life purposes, and then that takes us to where we're going to go. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't do that then, right? You wouldn't be here today if you wouldn't have done what you did 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70 years ago. You wouldn't be going through this process right now of what's happening. So you choose your life purpose and let that life purpose be to achieve states of being. Then move into that state of being no matter what. And it can't harm you anymore. You become the healer. Doing this will now follow the beingness. Remember at the beginning of this, we talked about what happens being and doing. So we talked about being do-doers. We just kind of do all the time, and we became those kind of doers. But when we're following our beingness, the doingness follows the being. And that's when we just know what we're doing. It all comes into alignment. And everything out there doesn't matter, because we know what our purpose is. And we're now doing behind being. And that's the goal. From the beginning of this course, from the beginning of this 2 weeks, it changes its place. You do not need to bring any other information except what you are to the process of life in order for what you are to be made manifest in form. You merely need to allow the process of formation. Now we can just allow it. We got the tools. Unity has its 5 principles. We have our missions. We have our tools. We have universal principles, which we learn here on a regular basis. Now I just ask you, now who do you see in yourself? Beautiful. You're beautiful, I'm telling you. If you can't see it, I'm telling you, you're beautiful. So now let's go into our offertory prayer. If you'd repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Guys, it's a little bit long service today. My apologies. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a one for me to get through, so thank you for bearing with me, and I hope it served you in some way. Let's rub our hands together. Bless these ties, and we say thank you so much. We say we dedicate and consecrate these gifts of love to thy will, the way, and the work of God. And so it is. Okay, let's welcome our visitors. Do we have any we got one new visitor, I know. And so we've got a little packet for you if you'd like that. And acknowledgments. I'm going to try to get through this stuff here. Please, we have if you'd like a membership application, they're sitting right out front. We do have our board coming up in the fall. We need anybody that wants to be on the board. Please let me know. Let one of our other people know. Maxine's on the nominating committee as well. You can let any of us know if you might be interested in the board. But what we experienced this weekend, people, I'm telling you, it's not like sitting on a board where terrible things happen. That is not what we're creating here. We are creating a place where you want to be on the board, where you can influence so many positive things. And so don't look at this as like one of those board type things you did in your corporate jobs. That is not what we're doing here on a board. That is not what we're doing. We're doing something joyous and fun and bringing your calling into it. Do you want to say something?
This, starting as of today, your prayer chaplains will be getting their list of people to call each month. One call a month to check on you, to pray for you, to pray with you. If you want to opt out of that, just let them know the first time they call you, okay? And we are also creating a prayer chain. So if you have a sudden prayer need, we'll hold your name in prayer. Okay?
Thank you. Okay, we're having a new member class, 2 of them, one on July 19th, one on July 23rd. There are the times. The annual membership meeting will be held on October 15th. Please sign up for class just outside.
Can I do just a minute?
Yes, please.
So I put this up here. We started talking about making a list with our directory of the skills and the gifts that our community members show up with. Just so happened right before that discussion started, I was starting Appalachian Time Exchange, which is a complimentary currency. It's just an hour-per-hour exchange so that we can help support each other. We can help co-create the community we want. So if you have any needs or if you have any gifts that you'd like to share, expect a call from myself or someone, and we'll start forming that and seeing if anybody who wants to participate in that.
Thank you, Joshua. Also, after the potluck today, this Friday and Saturday, we have the youth leadership training program coming here from the southeast region here. So we're doing a little work party outside. If anybody wants to help us pull weeds, get the garden looking good, we got a lawnmower. So we're just trying to beautify. And if you have creative ideas to get the little back section where we could actually sit down and take our folks out there and kind of meditate if we want in the evenings, or you all want to just go out and enjoy the back, trying to create something pretty. So please be creative and help us do that if you're interested in helping us right after potluck. September 23rd, things are coming together rapidly. I'm just asking, I could use somebody with meeting planning skills that can help, because there are people starting to call to be a part of this event on September 23rd. And it's impressive. There are different organizations that are hearing about it and calling me, and there's just almost, I could use 1 or 2 co-creators here with that. I'm going to skip that for right now. And these are our every week classes. I think you're aware of them. These are the classes this week: Conflict and Kindness after our potluck, and on the first Saturday of next month. Do we know where we're going next month yet? On our hike? Okay, we'll know before the first of the month. So let's do Teach Your Children. Oh man, they got on decorations today. Hey guys, come on in. That's abundance, man. That's a lot of abundance. You are on the road, must have a code that you can live by. And so, become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Nice. Teach your children well. Their father's help did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. Precious. The one they picked, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. Thank you, guys. And talk to us. Tell us, what's this about?
Well, we started our unit. We're going to be talking about prosperity for the next 4 weeks. And we manifested some abundance today. And we figured out it wasn't all about money, but we talked about all of our blessings and how we get them. And how do we get them, girls?
By believing in God and believing in yourself.
That's right. And picturing and manifesting all the good that we can possibly ever want. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. Thanks so much. And Barbara will be heading up our events throughout the week if you want to just drop by and just whatever as we prepare for this Friday and Saturday. But thank you, Barbara, for everything that's getting ready to happen this weekend. All right, now we're ready for our song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Circle up. Oh, what just happened? Protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God influences me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And then we're going to do our goodbye song and just sing and to each other as we say goodbye and go into the kitchen and eat, and then help us outside if you want. We hope you've enjoyed your stay. It's good to have you with us, even if it's just for the day. We hope you've enjoyed your stay. Outside the sun is shining, feels like heaven ain't far away. It's good to have you with us, even if it's just for the day. Right, exactly right. Amen. We hope you've enjoyed your stay. I don't know. Good to have you with us, even if it's just for I like your day. We hope you've enjoyed your stay. Outside the sun is shining, seems like heaven ain't far away. It's good to have you with us. I love this song, it's so nice. Just for the day.